Hello everybody, welcome back. It has been quite a while, hasn't it? Yeah, finally I'm off my break and getting back to work, and you were probably all expecting a Christian Kaiser of Sundays. We'll get to why this isn't and what's happening with that in a bit. And we'll also talk about a couple of new things that's going to be going on. So here's the thing. For quite a while now, I've sort of had a up in the air streaming schedule, and by up in the air I mean completely up in the air, like it's been forever. Now, part of the reason that is the camera's broke, which means I do need to get a new camera, which I will sort out at some point in the future. And the other just being, it's been hard to get a chance to stream lately. But here's what's going to be happening. So as you already know, Monday and Tuesdays, nothing happens on them. Wednesdays, that's going to be news bites. Thursdays, that'll be, something to do with gaming, whether it be showing off a game or, I don't know, something new. I haven't decided what I might do with that. Okay. Moving on to Friday, that's any sort of tech content. Saturdays are going to be streaming. So I'm going to be trying from now on to always stream on a Saturday at the very least. And then finally, following on from that, on Sundays, it's going to alternate between Chrissy and Kaiser Sundays and the sort of relaxed rambling and chat videos that I do. So one week, it could be firefights and rambling. And the next week, it could be Christy and Kaiser Sundays. It'll just be alternating between the two. And of course, that's the entire week filled up. Nice stuff. We've got a schedule now. You guys know what's going on. And what else is new? Well, blimey, it has been a hell of a break for me. Like, it's one of those things where nothing went to plan, but on the other hand, the stuff that did go to plan worked out wonderfully. So I was planning, to go on holiday, and then, what you know? Yeah, COVID Wave 2. Of course, why not? So, yeah, that's not fun. But on the other hand, it did mean I had a fair amount of money that I could just spend anyway. So that's what I ended up doing. Now, of course, most of you are probably used to me, banging about tech, and this is going to be tech, but a different side that I don't really talk about. I have started to talk more often about, but I haven't really gotten a chance to show off yet. And that is audio in the sense of listening, not the audio in the sense of recording, because recording, I'm sorted there. Got my Shure SM7B, it sounds absolutely fantastic, seriously, I cannot recommend this microphone enough, assuming you have the stuff to go ahead and run it properly. And of course, you know how to use it. So I've got my nice microphone, I've got my audio interface, but the thing I've always been sort of struggling with is actually listening to my audio, not because it sounds terrible, no, it's just, I want something better. So that's what I've been working on. So, first things first, I've got myself a dedicated DAC, proper dedicated headphone DAC to run nicer headphones. And the one that I am currently running at the moment on my main PC is a Theo K3. It's a really nice little desktop DAC, sounds wonderful, and it can run up to 384 kHz, 32-bit headphone, 32-bit audio. And it can run some decently, power-hungry headphones, which I will actually be covering properly in a video sometime soon, because, I've really gotten into headphones and general audio stuff, so, I want to show it off. And also, I want to give some hints to people that might also get into it and want some ideas on what they're supposed to do with it. Okay, so I've got my Theo K3. Very nice, can run some really gorgeous audio. I've started to actually, buy some really nice albums to go ahead and, play through it. And then to top it all off, I've got myself a pair of headphones that I'm mainly going to be using for work, but also sound absolutely gorgeous, like incredibly wide, open back K712 Pros by AKG. Now, not many of you probably going to be like, who the hell's AKG? Sound like a little random Zaydo. Well, we'll get to them in a minute. But to go ahead and put these shortly, they are really nice microphones. They've got this ridiculously wide soundstage, and it's kind of insane how wide they can make the soundstage, despite the fact that it's headphones. They're open back, which means whereas most headphones you've probably come across are closed back. They've got plastic on the back, and they're pretty good at stopping noise from bleeding out. Well, these are open back, which means you can, in some cases, quite literally see through them. So noise, it bleeds a lot. If you're listening to a song on that, I can guarantee you, everybody else in the house is also listening to the song that you're listening to. But those aside, they are incredible. Because what it does have in numerous drawbacks due to it being open back, it does have a tremendous amount, just so much going for it if you're the person that's actually using it. They sound freaking gorgeous. So like, not sure if it was either Scary Monsters and Super Freaks or Ashes to Ashes by David Bowie. It was one or the other. Yeah, I was listening to, you know, my high-res digital album, which, you know, I've recently just bought. Listening to it, you know, it's a couple of tracks that I know pretty well. Listening, it's like, what the hell's that noise in the background? I thought it was crackling or something. But no, after playing it back a couple of times, I managed to pick up the fact that it's actually got a set of maracas in there that I didn't know existed before. It's kind of crazy just how much you can pick up on. Just by the simple virtue of, you know, all of a sudden, you can go ahead and hear it, you can make it out. The actual frequency, the actual, yeah, signal running through it is just so detailed that you can pick up on so much extra stuff. You know, the soundstage, you might call it 3D sound, you know, it's hard to go ahead and explain this. It's very much a thing that you have to try yourself to understand. But it's so wide, you can just hear so much detail in your music. You hear stuff that you honestly had no idea that you knew was there before. In my case, the fact there was a set of maracas all the way in the background, fairly quietly, of this track. And then to top it all off, just, they sound gorgeous. Like, most songs, if you're listening to, you know, standard headphones, let's say, like, a pair of Hesh 2 Wireless by Skull Candy, or even a pair of Beats. Now, most cheaper headphones, or consumer headphones, are generally pretty distorted. They have bass boost, they have other things that really are traditionally quite liked by consumers, because a lot of people like bass. Now, the problem with this is that they often drop a lot of the later frequency, you know, that has most of the vocals, most of the instruments, and a lot of the more fine detail stuff. With my AKGs, they're reference headphones, meaning that they've got a relatively flat frequency response. So, whether it's bass, you know, which is a really low frequency, let's say cymbals, which are really high, and vocals, which are sort of mid, it doesn't matter what kind of frequency that it's running on, it's relatively flat. Meaning that the bass isn't tremendously louder than the rest, making the rest harder to hear. Cymbals aren't tremendously hard, making it, you know, quite harsh on your ears. It's nice, it's flat, and it gives you a hecking ton of detail when you're actually listening to them. As long as, you know, that's your thing. It's not for everybody, obviously. You know, some people might complain because they do sound so flat. But on the other hand, you have a tremendous amount of detail. It's just absolutely incredible. So yeah, that's the thing that I've been running for both work and just critical listening, because my god, they sound gorgeous. But also, what I did actually get before getting the Theo K3 is I got the Theo TR5. Now what's this? Well, much like the K3, you can plug it into your PC and use it as a very nice digital to analog converter, a very nice DAC and headphone amp that will also run similarly powerful headphones. The trick of the BTR5 though is, despite it being just an absolutely tiny glass nugget, and I do mean tiny glass nugget, it's got Bluetooth 5. It's just as capable in terms of what it can run, so it can run 384 kHz, 32-bit, but you can play it either wired or Bluetooth, and it's just so seamless. Like, the second that you unplug it, it will connect directly to the Bluetooth device it's connected to. Like, generally speaking, I have it connected to my phone, so let's say that I was just plugged into my main PC, I was playing music. Oh, just want to pop off for a bit. The second that I unplug it, it will sync directly to my phone and start playing the songs that I've got attached to that. And it's just absolutely incredible. And the best bit is, it's about as powerful as the K3. It's a little bit more expensive than the K3, and doesn't have as many ports. It's only got a 2.5mm and a 3.5mm. Yeah, 2.5 being balanced, which is also kind of cool that it's got. And, you know, it's just, I can't get over it. It's such a cool tiny little glass nugget. And if you do want some really nice Bluetooth headphones, well, honestly, I kind of recommend just getting a pair of nice wired headphones that you genuinely enjoy, or, yeah, that are just absolutely incredible. You know, a good mix actually would be some like a pair of Grado SR60s or something. You know, not too expensive. You know, good critical listening headphones, which don't have too much resistance, so they're not power hungry. Mix that in with your BTR5, and you've got some really nice headphones, really nice audio, and a microphone, because the other party trick of the BTR5 is it'll basically turn any headphones into a headset. And it's just an all-round really cool device. I really can't get over it. But yeah, so So I've got my K3 for my main PC, my TR5 for my phone and my little PC, because I might as well keep it constantly plugged into something. Yeah, I've got my new AKG K712s, and I've got a couple of other things, but those are the main things I really want to bring up, because honestly, getting into high-end audio and audiophile gear is just so much cooler than you could actually really have imagined if you just, yeah, was just like, oh, why would you want to pay like 500 quid for a pair of headphones? Why would you want to pay like 700 quid just for a DAC? It's kind of crazy how quickly you can go from, yeah, these MP3s, they sound perfectly fine. I don't know why anybody would want to pay God knows how much for some high-resolution DAC. There's probably no difference. Like high-resolution FLAC, playing it through a high-res. What would the difference be? Yeah. It's very much, you dip your toe in and it's like, oh, I see it now. And that's honestly what it's just been for me. It's like, in a sense of getting your eyes opened, it's quite literally getting your ears open and just hearing so much more that you had no idea was there before. And you kind of can't help but want more of it. It's kind of addictive. I may have a problem. So yeah, audio stuff, it's fun. It's really nice, and honestly guys, it's worth trying out at some point. Like, don't get me wrong, most of this, if you are wanting to get into it, word advice, most of your sound improvements will come from your headphones. Like, probably to 60 to 80% of your sound improvements are going to come directly from your headphones. You know, so going from a pair of Dirty Buds, you know, a pair of Beats, or something that is, you know, kind of distorted or whatever, to, let's say, a pair of Grado SR60s, maybe Sennheiser HD280s, if you want something, you know, closed back. Yeah, something like that for under 100. Yeah, pretty nice. It will make a huge difference to just how much you can actually hear in your music. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying these are brilliant headphones by any chance, but they're honestly just amazing headphones for the price. So yeah, you get yourself a nice pair of headphones, and you will start to pick up on a lot more. The only things to go from there is really, well, adding the rest of it, because it turns out with audio, it's a bit of a chain. Why am I talking about this in this video? I want to make it. I want to make it. Can you tell I'm excited about this stuff? But you know, I'm gonna cut myself there. I don't want to go ahead and spoil everything. But yeah, get yourself a nice pair of headphones if you really do want to try it out. Because one, your headphones will go with everything, and two, they sound nice. Why not? What else has been going on? Oh yeah, I've started to try out Phasmophobia. There is a stream which I'm planning on putting on the channel at some point. It's just a matter of when I can be bothered to get around to it, which I'm going to be honest. What can I say? I'm busy at times. But yeah, so Phasmophobia, I'll go ahead and put that on the channel at some point. And it's honestly really fun. Seriously, if you want just like a fun sort of scary thing, or you've got a couple of friends you just want a game to go ahead and try out together, try Phasmophobia, or try out Among Us. Either one, both of them, tremendously good fun, and so worth just how little they actually cost. So, yeah, worth it. Go and try it out. You'll just end up laughing all day and night. Oh, God. So I've been slowly sorting things in the studio, and sorting out new furniture to make things more ideal so I can actually, you know, have storage. Because, fun fact, believe it or not, you know, all this stuff that I show off and buy and do for everything else, well, eventually it has to, you know, sit somewhere once I'm done with it, because, you know, I might want to come back to it later. Same with all my footage, it needs to sit somewhere for coming back to later, and also in case anything happened, I've got a copy. The problem is actually doing the whole making it sit somewhere. You know, in the case of footage, you have to buy more hard drives or SSDs or whatever you're planning to go ahead and store it on long term. In the case of physical storage, it means you need to make every last square centimetre count. You know, every last cubic inch needs to be, you know, accounted for and used, but on the same rule, you don't want to just make everything super close in. So I've been slowly working on furniture and other things that would make better use of the space I have available. But also on top of that, I've had a bit of a problem with lighting when it comes to videos. It's not because I don't have any lights. No, I do. I have proper studio lights. The problem is I have a window. in the side that I'm filming at, if I could somehow remove the light from that window, it'd be a lot easier. So I'm hoping that the pair of blackout blinds that I've ordered should hopefully help rectify this problem a lot, simply by the fact that it's blocking out. Instead of, say, let's be charitable and say maybe 5% of the light coming through the window through the current blinds I've got, it should go to something like 90 or 95%, which means that, of course, almost all the light will be coming from my studio lights rather than the window. That's the plan anyway. That's how it should work. I'm not saying it will work like that, but it's one thing that I do need to address, because it's been a long-standing issue, lighting, because, you know, I'm sure anyone that's worked with film knows how much of a pain in the rear trying to get stuff lit properly actually is. So yeah, there's that. Oh. God, have I really been rambling on about just that little bit so long? Jesus, I have. Okay, so there's all that. And you're... Oh, I know I can chat about. Talking about, you know, stuff that I've been doing on my break and that lot. Fun fact. I did say that, you know, I was planning, maybe I'll get a bit of overclocking done and enjoy myself, you know. Do things that I haven't had too much of a chance to just, you know, do for fun. Well, I did get some overclocking done whilst, you know, I was on my break. And the thing is, I run with a 3950X and a 1080 Ti, a very nice, very good, powerful combo that I cannot rate enough. Okay. Now, the thing is, yeah, I've been working for quite a while to get my overclocks down, try and get it, you know, spot on, make sure that's running as fast as it can, and get it going like hell. Well, over the weekend, well, not the weekend, it was a week or two ago now, yeah, I spent a good couple of days just overclocking, experimenting with different things, and I have managed to, well, one, I think I have mentioned this in a video, briefly, Dante's Inferno, you know, 3950X 1080 Ti, is now the 4th fastest combination of these parts in the UK for Firestrike, and 52nd globally. Like, that's no joke. That's got a fair few contenders, and the fact that this is so high up there kind of has me proud, I'm not gonna lie. And the thing is, I think there's still a bit of room for improvement. Like, don't get me wrong, when winter hits, this thing is really going to be pushed to the ragged edge, but for now, as it stands, managing to push up to like the top 1%, you know, globally and, you know, in the UK, I'm pretty happy with that. You know, I'm inside the top 5 for one of those lists, which is no joke. That's quite a huge thing to achieve. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite happy with it. I have found out a couple of interesting things, because, fun fact, the Overclock Tai Chi motherboard for X570 does have a couple of quirks. Like, one, it really does not like XMP or overclocking memory if you've got 4 DIMMs. If you've got 2 DIMMs, despite the way that the topology is, which should technically benefit 4 DIMMs, it really doesn't like 4 DIMMs. However, if you run down to 2 DIMMs, it's really, really good for overclocking. So what I'm planning on doing at some point is getting a really nice set of RAM, like probably 4, maybe 5 gigahertz RAM. It's not going to be cheap. And get a set purely just for overclocking to try and beat my current record, because I have a feeling that's probably the one thing that I can actually improve on relatively easily with, you know, pushing myself into a different category. So I'm kind of tempted to just get some ridiculously high-end RAM and just start playing around with that and have some fun with that, because I think that would actually make a huge difference to my current score. But yeah, I'm trying to think what it was. It was something like 27,000 in Firestrike. It was ridiculous. Yeah, man, I'm running a card, and it's a card that's a few years old now. It's not like it's an RTX card. This is still Pascal. Sure, it's a 1080 Ti, but it's still Pascal. Considering that there are now cards out with over 10,000 CUDA cores, and this only has 3,500, I am more than proud. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been getting up to. So I'm going to have to go ahead and cut the video here. Like the video if you like it, dislike if you dislike it. Any thoughts or questions, leave them all in the comments down below. Don't forget to check out my Twitch, Patreon, Facebook, and Discord page. Yeah, Discord page, all of which you can find in the description down below. Hit that subscribe button, notification bell for more content from me. And as always, this has been the 117th con, Signing off, folks. I will catch you all in the next one. Until then, take care. And, well, ta-ra.